Is usually about gushing over your spouse or significant other, but it can also be about showing some love to yourself. And that can include making sure that your bones are as strong as possible as you age. Las Vegas Mayor Shelley Berkley is now joining us in studio to share more about a story that's very personal for you. You have osteoporosis.
I do have osteoporosis.
I want to thank you for coming to talk about this because, as we were discussing a little earlier, this is a condition that I think a lot of people have heard of, but perhaps they don't know anyone who has it, or they kind of just put it off in the back burner like, oh, that's something that may happen later. I'll worry about it then.
Right. Well, actually, 1 in 2 women over the age of 50 will break a bone due to osteoporosis during their lifetime, and 1 in 4 men. So this is not exclusively a woman's disease, but it is known as a silent disease because you don't know you have osteoporosis until you break a bone. And so the idea of Osteoporosis Month is prevention. If you can get a DEXA scan so you can find out if you are either susceptible to osteoporosis or you actually have it, you could take measures in order to ensure that you don't break any bones. There's a horrible statistic, and now that I am over the age of 70, it's even more horrible. But if a woman breaks her hip and she's over the age of 70, chances are she will pass away within 10 months of that break.
Oh, wow.
And so it's very important to get that DEXA scan. And there are other things you should be doing, particularly for women. Now, I was diagnosed at 47, so even 50 years old would have been too late for me. But DEXA scans are covered by Medicare.
Which is important.
I'm going to encourage every woman to go ahead and have a DEXA scan.
Let's talk about that. 47. You wouldn't think at 47 that osteoporosis would be something that you would even have to consider.
Well, Latoya, I always had bad posture, and I thought I had, I'm not standing up straight, or the reality is years before, but again, it's a silent disease, the osteoporosis was kicking in. And people say, well, what is it? What do your bones look like? If you can think of Swiss cheese, that's what your bones look like if you have osteoporosis. So they're very porous. They have your bones have holes, and so if you trip or if you fall, chances are if you have osteoporosis, your bones aren't going to be strong enough to sustain you, and you're going to break a bone.
Wow. I mean, very scary, but the good news is if you are aware of this, you can manage this, right? There are things you can do to manage it if you obviously can't cure it, but you can live with it.
There's no cure.
Right.
But look, taking additional calcium, vitamin D, and I take both of those things. I've been doing it for years. Mild exercise. Exercise is very important for osteoporosis. I'm not a good exerciser, but I know it's important. And a good diet, health, full of fruits and veggies. I mean, it's just using good common sense. And then I can't urge women enough to get a DEXA scan. That's how I was diagnosed. I found out, so I was able to do the preventative things, and I'm also on medication. There's all sorts of medications, Fosamax. I'm on Prolia, which is a shot that I take once every 6 months instead of taking, taking Fosamax or Beniva for once a day or once a month. Every 6 months I have a shot. There's no side effects. I get a DEXA scan every year, and we see that I'm adding bone to my body.
Oh, I love that.
I do too.
So, I know, because you're a busy woman. You have a lot to do.
I don't have time to break a bone, especially now. But the fact is, I'm doing everything I can, and I'm on the medication. Once a year, I have a DEXA scan, and I know I'm doing everything I can possibly do in order to protect myself from a bone break. And again, I'm over the age of 70, so chances are if I do have a bad fall and my bones look like Swiss cheese, if I break a hip, I'm not going to be around too much longer, and we don't want that to happen
We don't
for
want that.
any woman.
Exactly. Let alone our mayor. So thank you so
Let-
much
Oh,
for joining
kind of
us.
you to say.
Right. Thanks so much for joining us and sharing this very personal story. And hopefully someone out there is listening and will take the precautions necessary to make sure that they are protecting their bones and loving themselves, especially as we head into Valentine's
And
Day.
if I can do 2 more seconds.
Yes, ma'am.
Bone density test is very easy. You don't even have to take off your clothes. You lie down on the machine, the scanner scans you, and within 10 to 15 minutes, you know exactly what you have. If you have osteoporosis or pre-osteoporosis, so you can take measures. So you don't have to worry. It's not a big procedure. There's no pain involved. There's no nothing. You're lying down on a table, and that's essentially what it is.
All right. Very easy. All right. Thanks again for
Thank you so
this
much.
cautionary tale of what we need to do. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thank you.